hardcore Minecraft. As you can see, I'm in my boat. I decided that I was going to go before I started with resource stockpiling like I had originally planned. I'm actually going to go on a little bit of a trip to the desert I originally spawned in and grab a bunch of sand. Yes, I know there's sand over there, but I'd also like to hopefully maybe get some terracotta while I'm over here, given that I have the chest boat and its extra storage capacity. This is not going to be a huge trip. I'm only going to get a little bit out of this. Maybe like 4 or 5 stacks of sand, just so I have some to work with in general. The plan for today, though, is I'm going to start putting up some more structures around the farm area, and I'm going to add more farms to it. I already have a bit of bamboo, so that's one of the things I was worried about. I didn't remember if I grabbed bamboo from the jungle over there. But as it turns out, I do have some, so I don't need to worry about going to grab some of that real fast. But getting some sand and some terracotta, which are fortunately some of the blocks that are somewhat unique and require special attempts to get a hold of, is just one of the few things that I'm going to work on. So I do love this watercolor. Ooh, this is the warm ocean. Is it? Yeah, lukewarm ocean. Okay, the warm ocean is slightly greener. Yeah. Have I been to that ruined portal yet? I'm getting distracted. Oh well. Just checking. I'm about 3,000. My base is about 3,000 blocks from spawn, so that's why I'm having to travel so far. But fortunately, it seems to be mostly a straight line. So, oh well. We'll just get going and do what we can here. So, it's one of the things that I'm actually rather bad at is in Minecraft getting the directions just right. Is that red sand? I think that's red sand. Yep, that is red sand. Sorry, easily distracted sometimes. But that does mean that over there is a mesa biome, which means I can get terracotta, which I see terracotta. And so I'm where I need to be. Excellent. So now I know roughly where to go and how far it's going to take. It's taken me about 3-4 minutes to travel here. I was already on my way when the stream started. Okay, before we go anywhere though, since we are away from the base and the area is not lit up, I am of course going to sleep. So I don't have to worry about getting ambushed or anything. Now I know I have basically a mostly broken pickaxe here. I'm not too worried about it. I have some extra iron with me, so I can work with that. Plan right now is there's one particular color of terracotta that I want to grab. And yes, I know nobody ever collects this in huge quantities, but it's one of my favorites. And that is the brown terracotta. Why? It makes one of the best, in my opinion, path blocks, but also it adds, if you're going to be going with a darker wood type, it adds a very, very dark saturation, and very complementary saturation at that, to what you're building with. And as you know, you're already well aware, me and colors, I always try to go with adding in that extra little bit of depth, that extra little bit of pop to it. Well, this is one of my secrets. Honestly, I think I'm just going to go until this pickaxe breaks, because I can make another one. And I'll just go around here. So, and then since I've got the sand right here, I can do the same thing with grabbing the sand. So, I don't know if I'll do the torch method. Probably not, since I'm not going down to the sandstone layer. So, it's just one of those things you have to keep in mind when you're trying to figure out what's the best way of gathering the resources that you need. So, I was not anticipating finding a 4-block thick band of the brown terracotta here. So that was unexpected. But hey, it is welcome. I know I'm just using basic iron tools right now. That's going to be how it is for at least a little bit. Villagers would certainly help, but I'm probably about 2 or 3 episodes away from being able to properly take advantage of villagers. And I'd have to find a village that's closer than the ones that I already know of, which are about 2,000 plus blocks away from where my base is. That's probably the single biggest concern with trying to do villagers. How far away so many of them are. But hey, if I grab a bunch of this brown terracotta, I can then begin working on some extremely useful and very nice stuff in the area. So, I also have a bunch of moss already. I picked it up on the way to my base location. So I might do a bit of manual bone mealing of some moss and just doing some stuff like that. I could do an automatic moss farm, but I'm not quite ready for that. Maybe next episode. I don't know. I do need to get some redstone, which means I'm going to need a few components that I'll have to get from the nether. Hey, Gabriel! How are you doing today? So it's good to see you. Thank you for tuning in, my friend. Much appreciated. You haven't missed much, just me going around talking about, terracotta and colors. I talk about colors a lot. So, right now I'm just gathering some basic resources for some decorative aspects. And yeah, I know terracotta is not basic, but to me it is. So I can then work a little bit more studiously on developing my base area. So how's your weekend been going, dude? So, fortunately, mine's not been super productive, but, it is what it is, and I honestly needed the break, so just get so overwhelmed sometimes. Oops, I accidentally grabbed a little bit of regular terracotta. Not that it's a big deal. Probably wouldn't hurt, actually, to have some, but this... Yeah, it would not hurt to have a bit of extra terracotta just because that extra little contrast element. Oh, there goes that pickaxe. As I said, I brought some iron, and I can afford to use a little bit more on another pickaxe. So, I'll grab some brown terracotta until the last stack I labeled out is done. Yeah, and then I'll also grab some of the regular terracotta. I do not like white terracotta. I'm sorry, its saturation seems off. It looks fine in this biome, but in other biomes it looks pink. So, oh well. Yeah, I can dye this terracotta other colors too, which some green might go well if I'm going to be doing some more complicated roofs. But yeah, something to address at a later time. So, might just finish out this layer and then call it good. Then I'll go to the sand over there and carve that down a bit. So, yeah, I'm not going to do anything fancy with the sand either. I know some people like using TNT, and I'm just like, I'm not there yet. And I actually just generally don't like doing that. I'm much more of a like a well-enchanted shovel and just go nuts. So, okay, got that. Let's dig down a little bit more into the brown terracotta here and just shave a little bit of this off until I reach that full stack. Last full stack. Because I will end up using a fair bit of this, actually. And I'm not joking about that. I will go through this like crazy. Especially if I'm building with dark oak. This complements the dark oak very, very well. Grays, browns, some of the darker colors that don't necessarily feel like they could pop. If you work around them just right, yes, they will pop and they will look amazing. Okay. When they hit 64, I'll be good to go. So, and there's coral reef over there. Silk Touch is definitely going to be a very, very useful enchantment for me when I finally get a hold of some. So, but not quite there yet, unfortunately. It's the progress of the game. You get there when you get there. So, and I am under no illusions a speedrunner. So I'll probably go to the Nether next episode and get some quartz and a couple other things from the Nether. But I probably won't be going to the end or anything like that anytime soon. So, I know I'm boring. Speedrunning is fun, but I'm just not a speedrunner. So, as far as this, we're just going to be so used to the accidentally having efficiency. Okay, let's just start up here. Got that, and I'm probably going to go until both these shovels are broken. However much that ends up being, it ends up being. So, I know you can go and calculate exactly what you need. I don't really have anything pre-built. I don't build anything in creative mode. What you're seeing me on stream is coming up with my plan. I'm drawing upon the building techniques that I know, but I'm not planning anything out in creative mode. So I don't know exactly, I need 621 sand blocks, and I'm going to convert it into 200 panes and 300 blocks of glass. And I don't do that. I know people that do that. That's not for me. Yeah, not for me. So I much prefer to just wing it and to see how it's going to feel. And oftentimes it goes well. Sometimes it goes horribly. It depends on how you approach it and how you do it. So, but that's okay. So, this is part of the reason why I decided to do some of this stuff on stream. Is I could just record videos and whatnot, but I like to do things on stream so I can have that interaction when it occurs. And honestly, people don't need to. Players of this game don't need to feel intimidated by some of these gargantuan things that some people do. If you break it down into its basic steps, it feels very achievable. So, if you start talking about you're going to need this many shulkers worth of that material and this many stacks of that, it just starts to get overwhelming. So, people generally have a almost innate worry over larger numbers. It's like they can't quite understand what's going on in there, even if it's a number that is very intimately involved within their life, like hundreds of dollars, for example. Sometimes that just blows someone away when they don't really think about the scale of what that actually means. So children often go through this when they get handed their first $20 bill. They're used to seeing quarters, maybe a dollar bill, $5 here or there, and then suddenly they're being handed $20 whole dollars. It's a well-documented psychological phenomenon. So, and it's just part of human nature. So, I really don't know why I grabbed that hoe. I guess I just left it in my inventory. Oh well. So there's a plains biome over here. Might do just a tad bit of exploring, but not a whole lot. I've got cactus already. Don't really need much. Oh, there goes my shovel. Okay, that's as far as I got with that. In this case, I'm just going to stop and not go any further. I could gather more stuff, but I'm also kind of just... I'm going to go be curious for a few seconds here. Not really seconds, a few minutes here. Yeah, is it needed? No, but it's not going to cost me anything other than a few minutes. Pillagers. Why are there always pillagers? I'm recalling a previous stream where I found this beautiful meadow. It was wonderful. And pillager outpost right on the meadow. I was so disappointed. It was such a pretty location. And I know I could have wiped out the pillagers, but it didn't seem like it would have been worthwhile at the time. So, starting to get dark, so I should make sure I have my bed on the ready. Yeah. When you're wandering out and exploring, especially in hardcore, it's not a bad idea to have a bed. It took me forever to finally train myself to do that. I would always just run around at night and get shot by skeletons. Oh, see, pillager outpost right over there. Okay. And there's the desert. Okay. Well. Alright, well, I've seen most of this plains because over this way is pretty much just that jungle fringe. What's down here? It's just a... Okay, it's just a cave with an interesting deposit in it. Oh. Alrighty, let's grab this. Don't really see anything potentially useful or interesting over there, other than the bamboo forest, which I have bamboo, so I don't need to worry too much about that. Maybe if I were to be looking for a panda or something, I could go over there, but yeah. Not to that stage just yet. No exposed iron. You know, it might not be a bad idea to go skirt that jungle, because there might be a stony peak in there. There's a bee here. There's 2 bees, which means there's a bee's nest somewhere. Down there. Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely tackle bees in a future episode, but not right now. I'm not quite there yet. Yeah, I could easily do that, but need to keep focus on things, and I'm already letting myself get more distracted than I originally intended. So, the main focus of this episode was supposed to be doing a few small builds and collecting resources for that of the stuff that I have in my base and expanding my farms. But it occurs to me having a bit more iron and if I would be useful, and if I could find a Stony Peaks, there's usually hundreds of iron available there. So, alright, I've got some stuff in the boat. I grabbed a few things just in case I came across anything that was interesting along the way. But right now I think we're just gonna take it this way for the moment. So I'll give myself another 20 minutes of exploring. Yeah, it's just 20 minutes, doesn't seem like much, but it does make an effort, or make a difference. And I do see mountains in there, so with the jungle. That's why I'm willing to risk this. Because if there is a Stony Peaks up there, the amount of iron I could get it's too advantageous not to consider. So. Also, there's a slight possibility of finding a jungle temple, but while sticky pistons would be nice, it's not really needed right now. So I don't know. We will see. It's all part of the exploration in here. You gotta wing it. So, and I don't like scripted. Okay, let me rephrase. Sometimes some things that's scripted can be very entertaining, can be very well thought out and planned, and be very, very much fun. I don't like participating in scripted things because I'm always wanting to tweak it in my mind. So, this is a slightly disappointing jungle. There's more of it over there, so. I saw the bamboo, which made me think that it's just got some pods all around it. Okay. So, it slightly made me think there might be something over there, but no. It's just a little stand of bamboo. So, might be bamboo forest, might not be. Not worried about it right now. Already have cocoa beans. I know that one. So, this is just like a jungle fringe biomes, combination of plains and jungle. Slightly different change in the biome here, but nothing nothing too unusual. And now we're going into a birch forest. Yeah. Oh well. Worth a little exploration. So. Some more over here. It's like an above ground aquifer. The terrain generation from 1.18 where the aquifers and how they're all laid out. So cool. I love how they did this. Let's see, there's iron down there, and it'd be slightly worthwhile to go get some, so I just can't spend too much time underground like this. And there's glow lichen. Okay, this was already a win. This was already a win. Because glow lichen was one of the things that I've been wanting to get a hold of a good amount of. Now I can make a glow lichen farm. Got some zombies. Yeah. That's why I was worried about going underground. But a little bit of iron, it's kind of worthwhile. Gonna take a peek in here, see if there's anything useful. Creeper, nope. Alright, I'm leaving. Could go further down. It's not relevant, not needed. Okay, moving on. Yeah. I mean, like, that was a nice find. I have some glow lichen, finally. But, yeah. This is hardcore, don't need to take the risk. So. Don't need to take the risk at all. Over here, oops. This whole cave area is flooded. And it transitions perfectly into this river lake biome. It's so cool. The blending from 1.18 with the terrain. I've harped on this plenty of times in the past, so it's nothing new, but this is truly quite nice. The fact that they took the time and effort for it. Okay, there's another bee's nest. So now I know where 2 of them are. That's useful. This birch forest is burned to the ground. No, there's probably bees' nests all over the place in here, so... Go ahead and have to get a bunch of those. Yes, I have been jumping, Cyro. So thank you for tuning in, by the way. Oh, another bee's nest. Okay. And dark oak. Okay, so I have been here before. Alright, well... We've covered a good amount of ground here. Don't think there's any point in me trying to encircle or go in another direction from here. So, yep, I as well just head back down to the water. Got the glow lichen though, which was an unexpected consolation prize and definitely worthwhile. I just go this way about 1,000 blocks or so in order to get to my base. So kind of dodge around that one, which I think I saw another bee's nest on one of those trees right as it was changing the rendering of the leaves. Oh well. It's just one of those things that you have to keep an eye on. No, I'm not jumping into the caves. That's not what today's episode is about. While I don't plan scripted episodes, I do plan things in advance so that I have certain goals for an episode. And today's episode does not involve jumping into random caves. Or going after random drowned ruins. No. So, I got some iron, I got some glow lichen. That was more than I was anticipating getting, so I'm quite happy with that. Just go around this way. I'm pretty sure my base is right over there, so... Should be seeing the spikes any second now. Yep, there's my spruce tree that I planted over there, and yeah, alright. Homeward bound. And yeah. That's all frozen over there, so while there would probably be stuff up there, it's not going to be easy to identify and to find. So still have this wandering trader just sort of hanging around over here in the water, and he's welcome to just stay there. Okay. Didn't really put anything in there, so that's fine. Now that we've got a bunch of sand, we've got some terracotta. Let's put terracotta in here. And let's put the sand all along here. I'll need to make a glow lichen farm to take advantage of that, so that's going to be a little bit of a wait. Oh, so ice spikes. I'm still kind of questioning, my decision making on this one, because Silk Touch would definitely have made this a lot easier to work with, but that's okay. We're allowed to question and second guess ourselves, so don't feel like you have to be locked into something 100%. Okay. Going to throw those in there with a bit of coal. Have some sand here, which I can take down with me. Glow lichen, you can go there. Anything I would need from this one right now? No, I don't think so. Block of coal, but I'm not too worried about that. Okay. Let's put these potions back so I don't have the inventory space cluttered up. Grab the extra bread. It's all stuff from right before the stream started. I made a few things. So, just a couple of minutes off camera. That's all that it was. So, yeah, it's getting dark. But the area is lit up and it's fairly safe in this area, so there's that advantage. Over here, I'm going to start planning out the foundations, now that I have a good amount of cobblestone for it. I'm going to start planning out the foundations for where I'd like to put the next couple of buildings. And they're going to have a fairly similar setup and design to this one, but just with a... they're not going to be so uniform. And I should actually breed my sheep real fast. That would probably be a good idea. Hey guys. Come on. Just a few more. Nope. You're not gonna let... Okay. I can't reach the ones in the far back, so... Oh well. That pen is still only temporary anyway, so... Not too worried about it. One moment, making a quick adjustment with the mic. I don't know if it's gonna cause any feedback. Sorry about that. Yeah. So this amount is rapidly approaching the point where I need to begin considering other options. So, got some potatoes growing in here, so we can expand our area over here. We can block off the ones where they were growing in the wrong direction. Don't know for sure if it's 100% going to work, but definitely going to give it a good old try. Block those off. Just try to plant bread. That was... Oh, there goes my axe. Fortunately, I planned ahead. Okay, just planting a few more of those potatoes. I know this is still in the early stages of growing and whatnot, so it's not quite ready. Carrots are still coming along, though this has got some more wait time on there, so it's just a continuous investment and expansion on things. So, back to our foundations, after I put these melons in chest. There are now 2 more structures that I need to have in this area, along with kind of like a general perimeter. So I'm going to start the area for the first of those structures, which is going to be closer towards the ice spike base. I don't see why not. I can't incorporate this tree in kind of the general area around it in it. So I should probably make a shovel, because I will need one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a bit of a storage room, kind of partially embedded in the hillside here. The easiest way to do that is to run into stone. I was not anticipating. So I'm going to go about this far in a bit. And we don't really need to go in any further, though we can if we want. I'll just break this and get the cobblestone from it. Okay. So we've got a little cutout here. To start with your foundation for any kind of structure, you want to make sure you know what you're planning for it is. So I'm going to put chests arrayed longwise this way, and a small area over here for basic production and stuff, like having smelting and whatnot. So I have a redundant space like that. So that means I need to make sure I have enough proper storage in the area. Also, that I have it so it's not going to be interfering with that tree too much. I think this will work just fine. I'm going to mark this area for where the door is going to be. I'm going to mirror and match this space. Then, now that I have a little bit of a shape like so, I'm going to pull back along here, and I could probably let's make it 3 wide. And do this. This is my basic initial, my first storehouse. I can have storage on this side. I can have maybe a few barrels of stuff on this side. I can have a small production area over here. There's a lot of opportunities for customizing and working with this space. Okay. The other building that I'm going to start now is probably one of the ones that I'm still not entirely sure if it's a good idea for me to try just yet. But I think it's probably not a bad idea at all for me to begin putting in the spaces where I will eventually have villagers. So I could start putting the foundations for that in. And I think right here is a relatively good space for it. So, as with anything, make sure you plan out your space accordingly, and that's part of what this right now is going to be. We're going to discuss what you want in a villager trading hall, the easiest ways of accomplishing certain tasks and certain goals within it. I zombify my villagers, so there will be a zombification aspect to this, probably underground. So I'll need to have either bubble vaders or some kind of probably just a minecart system, which isn't a big deal, but it's something you do have to plan for when you're creating your design. All right, so cleared up this space a bit, and now you need to make sure that you know where you want to put your foundation and your cells. So foundation is going to take one block on the outside. Okay, villagers ideally need to have the block that they're standing on and a block in front of them to hold them in place that also has their profession block. So that just means that you can do something akin to this to map out your cells, where you're going to put them. Now, I'm using the word cell primarily because it's just the technical term for it, but you can call these, worker stations, you can call them their individual rooms and whatnot. You can play around with it. Okay? Now I have this larger space, which I'm going to cover a chunk of this with the dirt that I just got. So it'll allow me to merge the two structures. The storage structure over there, which is part of the reason why I chose the tree. And I'll grab this dirt because this is definitely going to need to get moved. So I can have this and have the villager hall come kind of up to the other side of it, and then I can decorate a path between the two. So, and I do not have enough dirt for what I have in mind. Pig, get out of there. Pig. You're... Don't want to kill him because I might need the pig for later. So, now that we have this area kind of lined up, we can take our cobblestone and line up what we would like the rest of it to have. So, I think it's good to have a 3 wide, or a 5 wide, or a 7 wide space. So, as long as you have the odd number. Yes, that is kind of a builder's trope. The odd number allows you to create the distinctive shapes and the distinctive outlines to things, but it also helps you create more consistent accent. I'm going to go over here, grab a bit more of this. I'm going to need the cobblestone walls, and I'm here to grab more dirt. There we go. What does it take to do a stone cutter? Have not unlocked that block yet. Probably because I should do furnace. If memory serves, a stone cutter takes regular stone, or smooth stone is commonly referred to, and that is... I'll just throw 10 in there so I have some to work with later on. And there. And that might unlock that more reasonably so. In the meantime, I'll just go back to my faux terraforming that I've been doing, and I'll let that work. So language is hard today. I'm going to very much replicate this kind of a design, so I'm going to use the walls for walls. But I'm not going to want to be constrained too much by it. So this is something that I will be played with. Alright. Oops. Wrong block. Alrighty. So if we do that, now remember when I said you want to have a 3 wide, a 5 wide, or a 7 wide. I'm going to go with a 5 wide space, which means we have the 2 spaces here, which means this is going to be where the profession block goes, and this is our back wall here. Now it's okay, trust me, it's okay that I have this extra bit of ellipse space here. That's a part of the design process. There's going to be... It seems like you did too much in one area. Trust me, don't feel discouraged. Don't feel like it's something that's going to overwhelm you or something you're going to have to fix later on. You can use it to add more detail. So, I could probably actually extend this a couple more cells over if I wanted to. In fact, I think I will. Now, I know you're going to... Now, I know most people will be like, you're calling it cells, you're imprisoning your villagers. Yeah, but I mean, kind of that's the point. Point of the mechanic. So you could have the wandering. People call it free range villagers. To me, that's just too much of a hassle. So just this extra factors you have to deal with if you lose a villager. So, all right, you have to. Well, the villager's gone. You have to replace it, and if it had a really good trade, to me, this is just safer to do it this way. So. All right, so this gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 24 or 24 of these cells. That is actually surprising. I didn't realize I managed to get that much in there. Oh. I will take it. I will very gladly take it. So, back to the cobblestone. We're going to recreate this kind of a layout, but with that floor plan. So for that, I need some more logs. That is the brown terracotta. They do very much look a lot alike sometimes, and yeah, I just totally did that. So, oh well. Now for each corner, I'm going to replace it with what is going to be the dark oak log. Yeah, I could, kind of fudge it in that one there, but in the corner there, it's not needed. It really isn't. Okay. So, I'm not that hard up on blocks that I'm going to have to start relying on filler stuff. So, this isn't going to be nearly a big enough build where that's going to be a concern. Now we come to our first new experience, an interior corner, which is not going to be displayed on the outside. You do the same thing. How tall are those blocks? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are 5 block talls. 5 block tall. 5 blocks tall beyond the foundation layer. So the foundation layer is down here. That's going to be flooring. So that means I need to go up 5 blocks. Right now this is 2. So 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm out of logs. I'm paying attention. I totally am paying attention. All right, now here's where we're going to run to our first potential issue. That those leaves are in the way. But as you can see, it's not going to interfere with the height of the log. So I can still put that there. It just looks like the tree is partially overgrown the roof. I don't want to take the tree down because its natural shape is something that is useful to me right now. That's 5. And I'm totally doing a Scar thing where I run around with low health. I should not do that. Alright, now that we have our cobblestone walls, now that this has got the individual corner pieces in place, let's start recreating that kind of a layout there. Okay? Even in the places where it's not going to seem to make sense, it still will, because we've got this color contrast. Okay? Now, this is all going to be the flooring, so this is not going to be visible. Not going to be super visible, but the cobblestone will provide a nice base contrast. Now, we run into our first problem. This texture is fine. This is not. And it's going to do the same thing here. Okay? This is where one of our good friends, the stonecutter, will come in handy, because I now need to... Still have stuff in my offhand. that totally happened. Okay. Here where it's grass, that's fairly easy to take care of. I can go ahead and break that, but now I have stone, and it's going to look kind of awkward with this weird cleft in there. So I'm going to have to go back and backfill some things. Here, it's just dirt. I can fix that. I can do some more backfilling with the stone, and I can kind of merge things together without too many issues. So, alright. that stone should be ready right now, so I should be able to do... Got 8 out of it, that's fine. I'm going to put 6 coal in there. Start the next project for this, which I need some glass. So I'm going to throw some sand in there and let that just do its thing. Pretty much done with the dirt. Got the dark oak in there. Okay. Now, while the glass is taken care of, is being worked on, you can merge these together with the glass panes. It will merge. So it'll create kind of a nice contrast, nice layering in there. But I was supposed to work on making a stonecutter. I'm already getting distracted and it's only 40 minutes in. Now we've got a stonecutter. Which is perfect because I'm now going to have to convert 5 remaining of these into stone stairs. Fun fact, if the block surface is not a complete block in any way, shape, or form, you can create a solid block that will not interfere with and alter the shape of the staircase in the background. Okay? Or the wall in the background. Now to do this is kind of tricky sometimes. So this looks solid from this angle, but it's got the one corner missing in the back. Okay? Going to recreate that with this one. And now the wall is seamless and not interfered by it. And yes, I'm using that word interfered kind of specifically because that is kind of one of the things that will be a pet peeve of somebody that isn't familiar with this particular mechanic. It will just, it'll be there, it'll be annoying, you won't fully understand why it's doing that. So, and that gets back there. Now, this is a large space here. I don't necessarily have a confirmed and for sure plan on how I'm going to fill in this back wall, but I do know that I want windows in here. And I need more cobblestone walls in order to be able to do that, but I'm thinking since that back wall right there is going to also have kind of a framed section in it, let's also make about that many walls. Glass panes are coming through, so let's make some glass panes. I could dye these. It's not really needed right now. So, okay, so you're going to walk up this and you're going to immediately go up a single floor. So, I'm going to use the cobblestone walls to frame the windows within the structure. So we're going to do that. I think I'll make this a simple 1 block wide window here. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing probably here. But it's this area that I want to make sure looks really well kept and well maintained. So this is the area that I have to make sure that I mirror this kind of a layout on the other side. Which that's right here. Oops. I forgot one of those up there. And like so. Now, even though this is kind of got a weird angle to it, I can do stuff in here that's a little bit more efficient than I would normally be able to do elsewhere. So let's break that torch. Let's put it up a little bit higher. And I think I'll put a window facing towards the base here and make it 1 wide. Okay. There we go. Now, of course, we're still trying to keep in line with the same spacing in here. So the next row after the one I just placed is the row of the dark oak logs. I have to keep the design fundamental in mind when working on something like this. I'm going to grab a little bit more dark oak logs, and I'm going to have to now get back up on top of there. So, and then I'll just run the lines between the two. So we're going to do the same thing we did before. Pillar up using cobblestone, which I've totally trademarked, and I will not share with anyone. If you want it, you have to pay for it. So let's try this direction. Wait. I'm too high up. I just messed that up. Alright. Darn it. I messed that up. I went one block too high. Okay, okay, let's fix this. Let's go around and grab the stuff that was supposed to be. Oh. You know, I told you it would be simple. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, it is a Sunday night, and yeah, it's a Sunday night. Go. Oh, there's the one I was missing. I knew there was one missing. Okay. I can hear my cat wanting into my room. That's okay, though. And with this, we're almost done. So, okay. Now we have our cobblestone walls in place. Now we have a place where we can put chests in there. Why is this one... I swear, it's Sunday night, and I'm here. I am fully cognizant. I just did it again. Oh, okay. Oh, let's fix this. Okay. There we go. Much better. Oh. Yeah, that just happened. Okay. I am totally awake, I promise. So let's go check on the glass that's being produced, because there's still a few more things that I'd like to do with it, and I will need to dye it. Excellent. Okay. Through. Put that there. And I'm going to need a few more cobblestone walls, but I'm also going to need to throw some regular stone in there as well. Yeah, once that's run down of that, I'll be able to go from here. So, meantime, let's make a few more of these cobblestone walls. And there was something I wanted to grab from in here. More dark oak fences. I have these members. Okay, yeah. So now we're getting to the more detail-oriented side of this particular process. Now, each corner of these gets 2 of the fence gates, but in this case I'm going to put them on the outside. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I don't think I'll be able to do that one on the interior there. So a total of 5 fence gates times 2, that's 10 fence gates. So let's go here, get our 10 fence gates, and then we'll just convert the rest of these into dark oak fences, which is not many, so I'll need to make more planks. That is not planks. I almost did something dumb. Okay, I fixed it. This ran out of fuel, so I can cut that off right now. This can go in there, and I'm going to put in 3. So, got a good amount of glass to start with, and a good amount of glass to work on this with. So, grab the last of the cobblestone wall so I can fix the oversights. Of which there are several that are bothering me now in this area. It's taken care of. This is going to become more of a specialized space. So, with that in mind, though, we need to start looking into what we're going to do for a floor in here. And I think I know exactly what block I'm going to use for flooring. Yes, it's strip jungle. Well, I might do just regular jungle, too. I don't know. I'll see what the alternating design for them looks like. So, the way this works is you put one block like so. you alternate the design to create kind of a... If you leave the bark on it, it looks very 70s-esque. If you strip it, it looks like tiles. And I think I'm going to go with the stripped. It adds a bit of brightness to the room. So this process is not at the slightest tedious, but hey, it actually adds a very nice contrast to the structure. If you know anything about me, color, contrast, these are important things that I focus on. So, and while I'm doing this with a reasonably expensive block, it's one that I can afford to. I have an abundance of jungle wood. Okay. And like so. Okay. So, and already this is starting to brighten the room up a bit. And that's actually the goal here, is to create a nice, bright, colorful, but muted space. And I think having the floor be the lighter element is going to bring out so many more things that we can do within the space. So I'm happy for that. As far as what to do in here, I'm probably going to just throw another block of cobblestone in there and then cover it with some staircases. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna want a good amount of the stone that I'm gonna get out of this. So, grab a little cobblestone. Finish that off here. And yeah, I'm actually making a really good amount of progress right now. Even though I'm having to run back and forth constantly, it's okay. Alright, so for this, I'm actually going to go to the stone brick walls. I'm going to make a bunch of these. The reason being is that stone brick walls will provide that little bit of continuity, that little bit of, oh, this looks designed to it. That if you use it sparingly and in certain places, it actually bolsters the look of the build very, very effectively. So I'm going to show you what that looks like here. Let's put that there. No, did not need to do that. Let's do that. There. There. And then we have the cobblestone here. And it almost looks like the stone brick was added in afterwards in order to patch it up in certain places. Okay, and you can, if you don't like this, let's say you want to make it seem a little bit more random, you can of course swap out certain elements of it like that and make it seem like it's a little bit more natural seeming, a little bit more natural occurring. And that's fine. This is all a part of the building process. Everyone's process is a little bit different. This is just one of the things that I do that is kind of unique to me. See, and this is your simple initial storage room. Doesn't need to be anything fancy, but mapping everything out, knowing where you want to put things, makes a difference. Now, the roof on this is made of spruce, so that's the next thing we're going to look at. We're going to grab some spruce, of which I don't have a whole lot. So, everyone, it is time to go do a little bit of chopping down trees. Yep, we're at that stage now. So I was hoping to put it off just a little bit more, but nope. I'm going to go chop down trees. I need this in there. I don't need all the jungle logs on me. That's coming through just fine. I'm getting the stone out of it. That's actually going to be exactly what I needed for that, so that's perfect. Okay. Alright, well, since spruce is the thing that I'm going to need next, we're just going to go chop down a bunch of spruce trees. And hey, the potatoes are working. Okay. Might actually be worthwhile to... you totally can't... I'm totally not putting off... Totally not putting off chopping down the trees. No, I'm not. I'm just farming. I'm just keeping my farms efficient. I've got all this space here. I've got all this productivity that needs to be worked on. I've got a random torch that still needs to be removed. Yeah, totally not. No, not. Who would? No. Why would you accuse me of trying to procrastinate? Well, chopping down trees I do find very tedious, but oh well. We're definitely going to have lots of potatoes. I'm not doing the mumbo jumbo thing, where I make a Volcarbo. Actually, I have a friend who recreated his own version of it. It was Casey. Okay. Okay, let's just make sure this first line here is fully planted, and we're good to go. The wheat's coming along. The sugarcane, I've needed to harvest it, but I'm putting it off for right now. I'm concentrating on getting other things going, and yeah, we are totally not in a good position in order to harvest a bunch of these carrots. No, we can go ahead and do this. So this is also why I'm putting off the villagers, so I can have a chance to get some stockpiles of stuff put together. So I have, a couple barrels of each type of major tradable good, so I can just go to town when I do get them. There we go. Oh, sorry, I saw movement over there, and at the same time I was scratching my nose. I was like, what's movement? It's just a chicken. So, heightened awareness of what's going on around you is something that kind of comes with hardcore. I don't necessarily claim to any kind of substantial abilities in that department, but it's something I do try. Let me place that? Okay. Alright, tonight's stream is probably just going to be an hour and a half, because I do have work in the morning. So. Oh, I'm definitely filling out this carrot field. Excellent. This is excellent. I will have tons of carrots now. And to think, I started with, I think, 4 or 5. Oh. Oh well. Potatoes are almost there too. I don't think I'll be running out of food anytime soon. At all. Wow, that chest is getting... I really need to start putting storage together, so... to do that, I need wood, so... Alright. Last little bit of housekeeping. Make a couple of these... I don't know why I almost called them hatchets. Because I have been playing Minecraft long enough for that, have been a thing for me at any point in time. But these axes, and let's go chop down this spruce tree. So, I'm going to use a slight variation of the previously mentioned tactic. So, just carve your way up at an angle. You'll get all the stuff that you need as you do so. And then you just zigzag back and forth and carve your way down one layer at a time. So, this will probably produce me with several dozen saplings. And I can replant this right lickety-split. Which I'm happy for, because that would just be wonderful. And yes, they are all of different sizes, so this is going to be slightly messy as we get higher and higher in here. So, I am already starting to feel very tired. Oh well. It is 8 o'clock. Like I said, this will probably be a stream until about 8:30. Okay, so in the places where we have it just sort of end on us like this, we're going to do a bit of a spiral. Oh, nope, we're at the top now. So we're going to backtrack, like so. Here that we're near the top on this one too. Alright, so to make this a little bit more palatable to move around, you can go around on the exterior with the foliage to find the areas where it's probably still a little higher up that you might not necessarily be able to reach. And that's what I'm doing right now. Just break this down, and then I'm reasonably sure that I should be able to reach most of what's left after this from below. So I'm just going to go back here and shave the rest of this down. Really? Wandering traders are so annoying. So now I just work my way across at this level, which is roughly where that goes my axe. Alright. Actually, I may have gotten this one wrong. This one might be so substantially higher than the rest, I just have to come along from this angle. Yep, I did get it wrong. Oh well, it's part of the game. Mistakes will happen. With that said, though, I'm getting a lot of spruce here. So, and this will get turned mostly into chests. Of course, I'll turn it into the spruce roof for the house. And I'm going to do a slightly different design from the other structure, but basically the same thing. Hey, Gabriel, welcome back. Thank you for coming back, actually. So, I'm chopping down trees so I can get some wood for the small storage space or storage house I just built. So, you've just heard me talking a fair bit about cobblestone. That's all you really missed. So, cobblestone, stone cutter, and stuff. So, let me chop this tree down, and I'll go show you what I've been working on. Just trying to get the last of this out of here, as I need wood. And this is spruce wood. So, and definitely make everything I need from this. But right now what I need to do is I need to make a bunch of chests. Really? A wandering trader came by just a minute ago and I killed him. I'm guessing the llama was looking for me to enact revenge. So. A couple of stacks of wood, though, definitely worthwhile, and I've got even more of this tree to chop down. And the leaves are only just now starting to really decay, so definitely should get plenty of saplings out of this. For sure. Okay, let's go this way. Plenty of wood. I wonder if that was the same wandering trader that I left in the water. Oh well. Don't know if I'll ever find out. That's not really a big deal. I appreciate that, Gabriel. Thank you. No, I enjoy talking while I'm on stream. It's part of the fun. And I'm more than willing to answer questions if you have want to talk about the techniques I use. So I've got all that brown terracotta, and that makes a great depth technique. I'm glad that it makes you feel better, dude. That's really nice. Thank you. Two more leads. There's saplings falling. Excellent. Let's just finish clearing out this tree, because yeah, it's decaying like crazy, and there's saplings all over the place. Oh, as I was saying, today's stream is probably going to end about 8:30. I'm already starting to feel really tired, and I have work in the morning anyway, so that's planning ahead. Yeah. So, got plenty of dark oak trees planted from and growing from last time. So I'll probably go chop a few of those down. I have a whole other axe after this one, and this one's probably about to die any second now, so. And, yeah. I'm just collecting a bunch of it right now so I can use it to make chests and stuff. And I will be using it for building blocks. Like I said, when I'm done chopping this down, I'll run over and show you what I've been working on. Oh, there goes that axe. So, I've made a little storage house, or at least the startings of a storage house. Okay. Let's do that. Got saplings from this, and there's a bunch of them still in there, so. Yeah. I'll go collect those as those begin to decay. Love that I lit this area up and I don't have to skip through each night. So, Last stream I built this over here, which is where I'm keeping my sheep. So I've got a bunch of sheep in here. I'll go through and dye them. I've already made an arrangement. The one that I dye that's pink will be named Syro Inferno. Yeah, an automatic wood farm would be nice. So that'll make the list eventually. But right here, this is the small storage house that I just built. I'm going to be putting, for the most part, just a few blocks in here to help me work on a few things, some chests. It's going to be a fairly simple setup. So, this is why I need all the wood. So I can go into a crafting table, throw an entire stack of wood in there, do this. 32 chests. Fun fact, the chest is not a solid or completely, the chest is a transparent non-solid block, which means you can place it like this and it won't interact with the walls, it won't mess them up. I don't know if I want to block that window. I may move that window. I will move that window. I don't have Silk Touch, I'm going to lose the panes. Oh well. But yeah. This, oops, totally did that. This is what the wood is for. I'm glad you like it, dude. Thank you. It's, nope, it's, nope. There we go. So, and the chests are just going to be arrayed like this. Which means that window in the back there is kind of sort of pointless too. Oh well. I could probably frame it so that way the window is visible and then put something else here and do something like this. Yeah. But this is a whole stack of logs and it's only getting me that. So I need to go make some more. So, let's do this, that. Okay. A few more chests. So I can finish this out. Then yeah, I can do something in this space so I can preserve the window. So for this one, I think I'm just going to have to move it over. And without Silk Touch, I know I'm going to lose the panes. Oh well, I got one of these. Where's the other one? It was behind me. Okay. So this is a planning fail on my part. I'm more than willing to own that. What do you mean so stronger? So yeah, I've got more glass panes over here, so I'm fine with that. Got stone. That. I'll also throw some of the stuff that I collected in here. And just run over here. I know the front of this is going to need some work, so I've got the baseline here. I've got a good amount of storage in here, and I can even put a little bit of stuff over here. So we're actually really quite well accounted for with that. Most of the spruce is decayed away, so I need to go pick up stuff before it despawns. I kind of lost track of time while I was over here. So, but it looks like a good chunk of it's still there. So, here we go. And, yeah, I'm still going to totally tease a friend of mine. Spruce saplings are an investment. They are. They keep producing more. There we go. And look, I already have more saplings out of this. So, I'm not going to be mincing anything with this. I'm probably going to use hundreds of stacks of wood and various materials that I can collect like this over time. An automatic tree farm would be a really nice quality of life thing to have. maybe I can work on it eventually. So, but for the moment, I'm just going to go ahead and chop down some of these dark oak trees. Oh, sure. Yeah, are you any good at math? Do you struggle with it? Is it something that you're worried about? Oh, I'm not gonna hide it. The math classes here in the United States are a bit of a joke. So definitely cater to the lowest common denominator in the class, and that's not always a good thing. Alrighty, let's grab those. Put some dark oak right there. Let's put the sapling here. Oh, but yeah, sure. Of course, I wish you luck, dude. So just do the best you can. So, don't know what ways they teach math in Brazil, but here in the United States, it's very convoluted. It's not very well structured. So it's mainly oriented at trying to make sure that some students are able to do well and others will struggle. So yeah, it just makes absolute sense. Let's set up children for failure. Sure, why not? Why not indeed. All right, got that there. Ooh, more saplings fell. Okay. Let's go take down another. Oh, algebra. Yeah, using oh, and I'm blanking on what the term for it is, but yeah, using letters to help signify terms and stuff for formulas is definitely something that's new. I remember when I was in high school, one of the kids that I was tutoring, he would use it as like a spelling thing. Oh, yeah. It's just the way that it's presented to some of the students. Like, for me, it was presented as this is such a hard thing to do, and it wasn't. But it was always hyped up as the hardest math that I'd ever be doing. So I did not appreciate that. Don't have there. Ooh, an apple. I think this is probably going to be one of the times where the saplings are just kind of lean. I'm getting a handful. Happens. So let's go ahead and chop down as much of this as I can. Oop, did not mean to do that, but I'll take it. I think I just got another sapling out of that. Random sapling from the tree. Yeah. Oh well, I'll take it. Yeah. No, I understand that. So, no, it's we don't have a lot of. Let me put it this way: in the United States, a lot of people think standards mean bad, so standards are not a good thing. So standards and everything simplified are just not. Yeah, they're not well liked and well embraced. There's more logs in here that I missed. That's why this isn't decaying. Okay. I missed that one. No wonder it wasn't decaying much. I missed a few logs that were in there. So, let's go grab that. And I'll chop down the last of the dark oak here. This should tide me over for quite a while. Oh. And by quite a while, I mean maybe like 2 episodes. So I do like to use wood in my constructions, and I do go through quite a lot of it. So, like that spruce farm, that's nowhere near the largest spruce tree operation I've built. I think that's probably towards the small end of the spectrum. So, yeah, as long as what you have meets the needs in Minecraft. If you need to have a certain number of trees constantly being grown and being used, go for it. As long as you can manage it and get there, that's all that matters. Okay, that makes much more sense though. So let's allow that to decay a bit more. 3 there, got 3 there. Oops, another sapling. So I'm using the saplings in this grouping of 3 to mark where they're supposed to be growing, so I don't put them too close. Yeah. Otherwise, what will happen is the canopies will interact and you won't get as many saplings out. So if you spread them out like this, though, it's much more efficient. Okay, I could probably plant another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I get 2 more saplings in this, I can plant a whole another dark oak tree out of this. It's fine. It's just fine. Okay, 3 stacks, almost 3 stacks. Definitely something I'll take. Aha! Okay, I can plant a whole nother dark oak tree, which I think I will do right here. No, it's just on the edge of where I've got things lit up, but it's still well inside. Just run around collecting a few things. I think for pretty much the rest of the episode right now, I'm just going to go around doing a little bit of housekeeping and collecting of things. I mean, harvest some of my crops, but yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm not going to do anything with the jungle tree right now. It's lower on the totem pole of needs. So getting so no, not really. I'm not a sitcom guy. I don't really like sitcoms. So and 2.5 Men is a quintessential sitcom. I just don't enjoy them. Sorry, dude. Oh. Okay, and we've got a couple extras over from this. Oop, another sapling. I've got a whole new... I could plant another tree. Oh. Yeah, no, if you're looking for a good TV show that's in English, that's going to introduce you to a bunch of new terms, I'm going to rather strongly suggest Star Trek. Because it does have some stuff in there that you wouldn't necessarily have thought about if you're just getting a basic overview of English. But they do quite a lot with language in that show. And it's very entertaining. Wheat is almost ready to harvest. Potatoes are getting there. Okay. Like I said, Star Trek. Depending on your interest, you might also get something out of like a CSI or a Bones. These are other TV series that are in English. That they're also ones that will kind of challenge you intellectually and challenge you with things that you kind of sort of may think you know, but yeah. Oh yeah. Well, Star Trek has a bunch of different things that are written in it, and it's intentionally written by its founder, or by the guy who created it, Gene Roddenberry, so that way it would always be evoking questions about why we do something, why we say something a certain way, why something is this status quo. So it's very good for doing that. So, and it helps you kind of understand the thought process behind some of the things that we have within our societies. And our societies are shaped by language. So it's basically a roundabout way of me saying that you should totally watch Star Trek. Friends is a good show. So it's not super realistic, but it's a good show. So yeah. So let's do this. Go over here. I'm putting on just basically a similar elemented roof to that one, but I'm going to add a little bit more detail to it, and this one's going to get a bit more effort than that one did. Also because I'm not going to be seeing the underside of that one very much, but I will be seeing the underside of this one quite a bit. So, yeah, I would actually suggest you look at some of the crime dramas like Bones, like CSI, because they might actually expose you to a few more things about the English language you wouldn't necessarily have thought about. Okay. This. Now, with this roof design, there's going to be some elements within it that are going to pop out and are going to stand out versus other things. So let's go ahead and do this, and let's make a few stair blocks like so, just so I can create some unevenness. And that is one of the things that a lot of people miss when creating a roof. They end up going too even, and it just looks artificial. So if you take your time to create that just a little bit of randomness, it does actually stand out. I do not have enough. I am one short. Fortunately, I know where to get that one plank. Yeah, Friends is from 1994? I didn't think it was that old. Yeah. No, so Friends is also taking place in New York, which you do have to kind of take that with a grain of salt as well. New York is very unique in the United States as a place. So just, yeah, I'm not trying to hype you up or anything or let you down. I just wanted to make sure you know that. So, alright, so this one goes over here. Now we're going to do a bit of a change on that. So on this one, the log is blocked off, which is okay. But on that one, what I did is I put 4 of these in a circle. I'm not going to do that for this one, but it will have a very similar feel. Okay? First thing I'm going to do is this. Nope, that's messed up. Okay, now that I've got the corner like so, I can break that, and it doesn't want to do it. Okay. It's wanting to be difficult about it, huh? This one I can break? It's that one I can break. Okay. And then I will use this to create this kind of a cleft and start angling the roof into a specific shape. Okay. Which, now that I think about it, I actually did do that wrong. So, building's a process. It really is. So, that one needs to be there. That one needs to be there. And I need to... yeah, I need to angle that one like so. I break that, I put the slab there. Okay. I totally had to puzzle that one out for a second there. So and then I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Continue extending the roof line. I'm going to copy it over here. And now we've got kind of the start of a more complicated roof line. Is that a Bob the Builder reference there? No, not quite, but I appreciate the thought. Thank you, dude. So, I don't know. Never really thought much about it. So the tricky one is going to be this one, but you can get around that by doing this. Okay? And then break this one and place your slab. Okay? So we're creating a consistent angle within the roof line here. So, what's the downside of some of the TV in Brazil? I don't know much about Brazilian TV, so you're going to have to clue me in or educate me on that one. So, yeah. Okay, let's do... do this, and then probably not there. Probably I'll do it just on this side. So what I'm doing right now is I'm putting in the next layer in the detail here, which is going to be some upside down stairs. This will be visible on the inside, but it will present the same exterior profile. Okay, and then if I do that, I can kind of angle it around here. Kind of. It's a little too far away, and I don't want to mess this up too much. Okay. And then I'll just leave that like that, because I could do something else with that. Yeah, actually. Watched it when I was a kid. It's been a few years, but yeah, I've watched Teen Titans. Is that one of the shows you like? Let's do this along here. So, now that we've accomplished this, one of the things that I wanted to do is have a few elements in here that are just creating secondary features, things that just add extra contrast. So that's what the fences are going to be. These will be like kind of the vent in your roof gable or whatnot. So, and then from here we can add in the next layer. So, which for the edge along here, which this is going to be the shorter portion of the roof, this is just going to be slabs. But it will... Did not mean to do that. Okay, now I'm going to have to play around with this. Okay. So, let's go along here. And this section of the roof is a bit less tall than this one. So this one's going to get a whole different treatment. So, you watched the series? Yeah? That's cool. I know Teen Titans was basically an international popularity, so that's pretty dang cool. That is cool. So here is where I'm going to start deviating from the previous roof design and creating a more traditional 45-degree angle gabled roof. But with one distinct caveat. I'm only going to go so far with this. I think that works. Okay. Created that shape in there. Now I can go along here with a couple of these. And this will create kind of a breakup within the layering here. So. I know I'm 32. I haven't forgotten. Well, 31. I'll be 32 in a few weeks. So I haven't forgotten that. Thank you for bringing it. I don't know why I ran down here. I could have totally just made these up there. Oh well. But see, it's starting to come together. These details are starting to be placed in. They're popping out. It's actually looking quite good. So give it just a couple more minutes, and I think this will be kind of the last thing, because it's 8:27. I really need to start looking into going to bed here. So, okay. In the middle here, I'm going to put in 2 of these. Because it adds a layer of symmetry, but also allows me to create something in the very center here, which I wanted to create. Okay, the very center here, you block these sections off right here, and I'm not going to worry too much about this. And then on top, you put stairs. Okay. Now for this section, I'm going to put. I want to put this in there. Yeah. Put that there. Let's put this on top, and then I put the stairs away. Oops. I'll just leave it. Okay. Let's put that there. Create this, and this is actually an ancient, well, not ancient, it's an older style building technique that they would have vents like this through a house to cool them off. Yeah, if I had scaffolding, which my only limitation with that would be string. I do have bamboo, and I could start growing some. I just haven't done that yet. So it's me being slightly lazy. That's all this is. Oh, that's all it is. So in here, I'm going to do 2 of these fence gates. And then over the top of this is going to get slabs, which I keep swapping out the slabs when I need to leave them in there. Okay. And then along the top here, I can put in 2 more slabs. And that creates this nice, charming little portico at the very top. So the roof is unfortunately relatively dark. It doesn't have much of an overhang. Its edges are kind of sort of boring, but that's all right. That's alright. You can add in smaller details, just like I'm about to, and it will grab the wrong thing, and it will slowly start to come together. Just break this down a bit, and then let's put our fence gates in, and corners like this. And it's the fence gates in the corners do add this really nice little, oh, this is a structural element. This is designed this way. And yes, even though it's all the way in the back here, I'm still going to do it here. So, finally, to help break up the line English words, please. Break up the lines. I'm going to, over the windows, put these nice little stair slabs for the back side here. And then just a couple like so, slabs like so. For this one, I'm going to do a single slab in the center. This one's going to get the other two stairs. Slab in the corner. And a slab right there. Oh, phantoms. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. If I can get a phantom membrane. Nope. Oh well. And with that, this is actually a fairly nice house. I can put lanterns in here to create light. So, edamame. That's kind of cool. So, but yeah, this is my little storage starter storage house. So, it doesn't feel too even. It feels all broken up. It gives you this nice little look. I'm going to pop into a bed and go to the daytime real fast so I can show you what this looks like from a bit of a height and a distance. And trust me, this isn't nearly done. There's more that I want to do with this, so keep that in mind, please. Yeah, they're burning, so. Oh. Okay, they burned to death. You see, we've got this nice little charming house. It's got just enough in it to make it seem like it isn't blocky or thrown together, but at the same time, it also looks lived in. It looks older. It isn't super streamlined. It isn't ultra modern. That's one of the things I don't like about very modernist designs. It's like it looks too sterile. There's the word I was looking for, sterile. Over there is another structure that I will be working on probably in a couple episodes. That is, pardon me, that is going to be a villager trading hall. So, Apple Storehouse. Yeah, if I liked Apple products. I don't know. Definitely an Android guy myself. So, but we've already gone ahead and taken care of a fair bit. We're moving along, and I think I've accomplished a number of useful goals today. I didn't accomplish all the goals that I had in mind, but that's okay. There's a little bit of busy work involved. There's a little bit of building in here. And I think in a few more episodes, everything will start to make a bit more sense. So I'm going to add in some kind of sort of helpful elements along the side here just to break that up a little bit. And there. Then I can put, carpets and add other color accents and stuff in there. So, as with many things, it's a work in progress, but it's got charm to it. It's got, frankly, it's moved beyond where it originally was with just this basic cobblestone. And these are all simple materials that you can get early on. You don't have to go searching for hard to find things. I think the most expensive thing in here is the glass that requires processing. So. Alright, well, thank you for tuning in, Gabriel. I really hope that I was able to provide you with some education and some further ideas with your Minecraft endeavors, but yeah, unfortunately, I do have to call it a night. It's after 8:30, and I do have to go to work in the morning, so thank you for tuning in, everyone. This has been Wolf, and have a good night.